My name is Mr. Fuchek. I am the founder and principal of Bronx River High School. Today, we're going to walk through some information regarding Bronx River High School, what we're all about, what our mission is, how are we doing as a school, and what are all the specific programs that make us unique as a school. So I hope you'll get some great information today that will help you make a decision as to what high school you'd like to attend next year. Just to give you some background on Bronx River High School, we are located on the Lehman Educational Campus. This is at 3000 East Tremont Avenue. We are right off of the Westchester Square stop on the 6 train. Most buses that operate in the Bronx stop at the Westchester Square or right in front of our school. There are 6 schools in the Lehman Educational Campus. Some background on Bronx River High School. Our school was founded in 2013. So therefore, we are going into our 8th year, and this will be our 5th graduating class. This is actually the 3rd small school that I've helped open here in the Bronx. As many of you may know, some years ago, they started breaking up all of the large comprehensive high schools and opening up smaller schools in those buildings. That was primarily under Mayor Bloomberg at the time, with money that was donated to the New York City from Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. So in 2005, we opened a small school in the South Bronx. It was one of the first small schools to open. That school did extremely well. In 2011, we opened up a 2nd version in the Monroe campus, also in the South Bronx. And in 2012, I was actually called by the Department of Education to ask if I would open up a school on the Lehman campus, as they were downsizing Lehman High School and opening other schools on the campus. I agreed, and that is how Bronx River came into being. We are currently located on the 4th floor. That is the top floor. I call it the penthouse. And that's because I always want our schools to be on the top floor, because it makes it very easy for me to control where our students are in the building. What is our mission? I know that many of you, both parents and students, are in the process of researching schools, and you see that there are so many schools out there now that specialize in a certain area. Could be the school for nursing, the school for teaching professions, the school for violin and dance, school for musical theater. I will personally say that I find it hard to believe a 12 or 13-year-old knows exactly what they want to be for the rest of their lives. And therefore, it's real tricky to commit to a school just in that one area. So our mission is broad, but our mission is critical. Our mission at Bronx River High School is to ensure that our students are ready for college or career, both academically and emotionally. So we're going to talk about a lot of programs that make our school unique, that support our students both academically and emotionally. And that's really what shows how Bronx River is different. But why is this mission so important, and what does it mean to be college ready? You're going to hear a lot about this over the next few years, so I want to make sure you understand what college ready means. So as far as the city universities and the state universities of New York, they expect a student to come out of high school being college ready, and that means achieving a 70 or higher on the Common Core algebra regions. It means getting a 75 or higher on the Common Core English language arts regions. They want to see that you are also passing higher level regions in rigorous courses such as Algebra 2 and chemistry. They want to see students taking advanced placement classes and scoring at least a 3 on the AP exams. They want to see that students are taking other college courses while they're in high school. So we will talk a little bit later about our College Now program. And they want to see a very well-rounded experience in high school. They want to see that kids have gone on college visits, that kids have internships, that kids participate in extracurricular activities. So we're going to talk about all these things as we go forward today. But why is this so important? Well, that's because in general, students are graduating and are not hitting the college ready benchmarks. In New York City, The class of 2014 met only 47% of them met those benchmarks. The goal citywide was to hit 67% by 2020. So the question in your mind should be, does Bronx River hit these benchmarks? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about now. So how are we rated? You guys might remember, maybe some of your parents or guardians remember that years ago, schools used to get an A through an F under Mayor Bloomberg. With Mayor de Blasio, that has been changed, and now we get what's called the School Quality Snapshot and the School Quality Guide, which rates the school on many, many different factors than to see how well they are doing. So first, I'm going to go into our School Quality Snapshot. And I'm showing you data on 2018 and 19 because the 2019-2020 data is not publicly available yet. And it's also drastically changed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So when schools shut down in March and there were no Regents exams, as you know, so the data is going to be much different that they're going to report on. So I'm reporting back on our last normal school year, which is 2018-19. So Bronx River is overall rated good. There are 4 ratings that you can receive: excellent, good, fair, or needs improvement. We are rated good, and we're about halfway to excellent. And I certainly believe over the next year or two, we will hit those benchmarks as we continue to improve. But overall, we are rated a good school. Some definite highlights on our data would be our 4-year graduation rate. 2018-19, 80% of the class of 2019 graduated within 4 years. When you look at our comparison group, which are other Bronx schools that serve a similar demographic of students, that group was 73%. The Bronx average graduation rate is 72%. And the city-wide graduation rate is 77%. Again, we hit 80%, so we beat all 3 of those benchmarks, and we're extremely proud of that. Now I'm going to show you our School Quality Guide, which looks at many, many different data elements. And when you're looking at a school's quality guide, keep in mind that when you see a solid blue dot on the left side, that means that the school exceeded target for that metric. If you see an open dot, it means that they need improvement in that metric. So as you can see from Bronx River, we have only solid blue dots in this section, and quite a few of them. And where we did exceed targets for our school is in our College and Career Readiness Index, exactly what our mission set out to do. So our 4-year College Readiness Index exceeded target. Our 6-year College Readiness Index, as well as our post-secondary enrollment rate, meaning how many of our kids enroll in college once they graduate. Again, we exceeded our targets on that. We're in the excellent range. We're also in the excellent range on our average Regents score on the English Regents, where we also exceeded target. Overall, at the top, our student achievement score is a 3.41. Excellent would be 4, so we're about halfway between good and excellent. And like I said, I certainly expect to be in the excellent range very soon. I also want to just highlight some of our closing the achievement gap metrics. So this means how well do we do with typically underserved populations. And as you can see, we do exceedingly well with students who come into our school who test into the lowest third citywide based on 8th grade test scores. And we've also done very, very well with Black and Hispanic males that are in the lowest third citywide. Also our 4-year College Readiness Index and our post-secondary enrollment rate for students who test in the lowest third citywide who come to our school. So the bottom line is that Bronx River has done very well. We established a mission and we are meeting that mission statement and achieving our goals. And we're extremely proud of that. And as a result of all this work, we have been the top performing high school in District 8 for 3 out of the last 4 years. And again, we are super proud about that. So now we're going to talk about how do we get there, and we're going to talk about some specific items like the Writing Revolution, our 2-year college and career preparatory course, advanced placement for all, our focus on technology and G Suite, our peer group connection, our strong advisory program, and our sports and club teams. And to talk about these things, I'm going to turn it over to our assistant principals, who are going to walk you through the rest of the presentation.
Hi, everyone. I am Meg Malloy. I'm the assistant principal for Teacher Support Services. My email is on the screen if you need to contact me for any reason. I am going to talk a little bit about how we do what we do and what you can expect to see in our classrooms. So I will be covering the Writing Revolution, our 2-year college and career preparatory program, the Advanced Placement for All program, as well as the use of the G Suite and technology in our classrooms. The Writing Revolution strategies are used in all of our classrooms to ensure our students are strong writers. It starts in 9th grade with sentence work and builds up through 12th grade, focusing on multi-paragraph essays, outlines, and revisions to ensure our students are really competent writers. On this screen, you will see some sentence work using Because, But, and So, where students are asked to expand sentences that explain in detail the relationship between ancient Egyptians and the Nile River, as well as there is a multi-paragraph outline that students create as they prepare to write multi-paragraph essays. This one is focusing on Macbeth by William Shakespeare. So you can see the difference in the grade levels. One of these is a 9th grade activity, and the outline is an 11th grade activity. At Bronx River, we also have a 2-year college and career prep course. All students take this course starting in 11th grade. They do SAT prep, personal learning style inventory. They start to look at colleges, kind of get an idea of what they would like in a college, university, or career program following graduation. And then in 12th grade, they start the application for those programs. That includes college applications, financial aid applications, tech program applications, and then accepting the confirmation of those programs. This is a picture of the lab where all of that happens. And then also another integral part of that class is that they will be doing college visits. So over the course of 2 years, students will be visiting many colleges and universities to see what it feels like to be right on campus. Then we have our Advanced Placement for All program. The AP for All program is a shared program with the other 5 schools in the building. It allows advanced placement classes to be shared. So students at Bronx River have opportunities to take AP classes that might be offered at other schools in the building that Bronx River is not able to offer, allowing students to have many more options in the advanced placement classes they take. Currently listed on the screen, these are the AP classes offered right now. And we are always looking to add more to give students as many opportunities as possible. We talked about the G Suite and technology. So each class has a Google Classroom component. And these components feature interactive whiteboards, educational videos, and discussion threads where students can share ideas and collaborate with colleagues, their peers, and teachers. Right? So we really want students to learn the content material, but also learn the technology that supports it to support learning all around. And lastly, we use Pupil Path. Pupil Path allows parents, guardians, and students to log in real time, see their grades and their progress in a course. So you don't have to wait for a progress report. You don't have to wait for the marking period to end. You can always log in and see what students have turned in, what they might be missing, and the scores that they've received. Upon enrollment at Bronx River, you get a personalized link that gives you access to your students' grades, teachers' emails, and you can track their academic progress right along with us at Bronx River.
My name is Tanae Kelly. I am the Assistant Principal for Student Support Services at Bronx River. My email is on the screen, misskelly@bronxriverhs.org. I'm going to focus on the last three components of our academic program that helps us ensure that all students really do graduate prepared for college and career academically and socially. So I'm going to talk about our peer group connection, advisory, and our sports and extracurricular activities. Peer group connection, also known as PGC, is a program that trains 11th and 12th grade students to be peer leaders for freshmen. Every year, our 11th and 12th graders go through a rigorous application process to become a peer leader. They go through extensive training, and then they meet with a small group of freshmen every week for outreach. And they engage them in different activities around community building. And really the focus is on the transition from middle school to high school. Freshman year can be extremely difficult to navigate everything that's new peer group, new environment, new academic structure. And so we really believe in our peer group connection program because it helps freshmen get really settled and connected into our school community as soon as they join Bronx River. This is a picture of our peer group leaders meeting with their freshman mentees for the first time in the fall, and this will begin their weekly outreach. It's been amazing to see how much the upperclassmen really take this seriously, and if there's any trouble in the freshman class, I know our PGC leaders are going to be right there to sit down with the freshmen, talk it out, give them advice on how to stay focused, how to navigate peer relationships. It's really an amazing program, and then our freshmen grow up wanting to be peer leaders as upperclassmen. The next component of our program is advisory. Advisory is the foundation for the community building that takes place in our school. All freshmen are assigned an advisory, and they stay with that group of students and that advisor all the way through graduation. This becomes a student's family while they're in school. And there are four main things that take place in advisory. First and foremost is community building. This is the foundation of students' relationships with each other. This is where they celebrate their birthdays, they celebrate holidays, they do door decorating, pumpkin carving, different types of community building and getting to know you activities so they really feel like they're known and they're seen while they're here in school. The second aspect is social emotional learning. So there's a lot of identity development and exploration that takes place during advisory, and it's also where students learn some of the skills that they need to be mentally and emotionally prepared for life after high school. The third aspect is academic advising. The advisor is the one who will sit down with a student, review their grades, go over their transcript, make sure they're scheduled for the classes that they need, make sure they're succeeding in those classes, they're watching out for their GPA, they know where they stand, and they're setting goals and reaching them. Finally, it's for academic preparation for college and career. So this is also where the advisory groups will be the groups that will go out on college tours together. SAT prep also happens during advisory. What you're seeing in these pictures are two different advisories. You'll see one of the advisories named themselves Quiet Storm. They made a poster together. The other photo is an advisory that went out on their advisory day trip every year. All the advisors get to go on advisory day trip. They get to choose their destination. They chose paintballing, so the whole advisory went out for a day of paintballing and made really great memories together. Finally, extracurricular activities. This is something that a lot of students overlook in making sure that they're prepared for college and career. We take extracurricular activities very seriously. We love our PSAL program. and our after-school clubs. So Bronx River is on a campus of 6 schools on the Liebman Educational Campus, and we all participate in sports teams together. This allows students access to a much larger variety of sports, the largest sports program in the Bronx. So some of the big sports, they have varsity and JV teams. So boys baseball, basketball, football. They all have varsity and JV, girls basketball, softball, volleyball. We also have sports like cricket, lacrosse, rugby, stunt, flag football, soccer, track and field. We really have almost every sport that you could want to play that's available to students here on our campus. And at Bronx River, we offer a wide variety of after-school clubs. Everything from our GSA, which is our Gender Sexuality Alliance. We have our own Bronx River Basketball Club that we play versus grades. So 9th and 10th grade play each other, 11th and 12th grade. This is just a completely for fun club that we offer just in Bronx River, in addition to the PSAL sports I already mentioned. National Honor Society, Environmental Justice, Gamers Club, Chess, Student Council, of course, art, and a community service club that does different community service projects out in our community. Now I'm going to shift to focus a little bit more on what high school life is like, outside of making sure you're prepared for college and career, give you a little insight about what it would feel like to be a student here at Bronx River. So these are some of the main components of our program: uniforms, our logic system, which is our school values, town halls, attendance trips, cell phone scanning, and restorative practices. So we are a uniform school. We are very proud to be a uniform school. This is one of the reasons that a lot of parents select our school, because they want their students to go to a school that wears uniforms. One of our primary reasons for being a uniform school is that it really does provide a sense of community, especially in a large shared campus. We have 6 schools on the campus. And especially when you're a freshman and you're walking around, when you see other students wearing the Bronx River uniform, you know they're people you can go to, you know they're people in your community, and you know they're people that you could reach out to if you need help or you get lost. Our uniforms are pictured here. We sell all of our uniforms here in school, so you don't have to be, out in a line down the block at the beginning of the school year. And we can make sure that they're accessible for all families, regardless of financial situation. So all of our uniforms are tops. We have a green polo, a black hoodie. The blue button down is for our upperclassmen. And then families provide their own bottoms, which are solid black or navy blue. Any type of bottoms, skirts, pants, sweats, slacks, all of that. Logic are our school values: love of learning, optimism, grit, intellectual curiosity, and caring. Students are rewarded in a variety of ways for displaying these values. They can earn logic dollars that they could spend at our school store, or in a raffle for different gift cards. We also give students awards. Every town hall, we give students awards for displaying these values. Town hall is probably my favorite part about being a part of the Bronx River community. So 5 times a year, the whole school gets together in the auditorium for a town hall. This is a place of pure celebration. We have student performers singing, dancing, rapping. One of the photos here you'll see was a fashion show celebrating Black History Month. Students were, wearing their favorite African attire to celebrate. We also give out student awards. We have a student slideshow of all the pictures of everything that's taken place around school over the last couple months. And it's really just a fun celebration that we all come together. And we try to do it right before the holiday breaks, so that, we all leave on our holiday breaks, in as much joy as we can. Trips are another important part of what you'll be doing here at Bronx River. So we mentioned college trips. You will be visiting a lot of colleges starting freshman year all the way till you graduate. You'll be going to at least 2 colleges a year. In 11th and 12th grade, you could be going to 5 colleges that year. In addition to college trips, we also have advisory trips. So every year, advisories get together. They pick whatever fun place they want to go together. We pay for it. And it's just a fun activity out building community with your advisory. We also have attendance incentive trips. So 90% of attendance is what we expect from all students, and everyone who meets that goal also gets to go out on different fun trips, ice skating, movies, bowling, Dave and Buster's, those types of destinations. Cell phones and scanning. So we are a scanning school. The entire campus participates in scanning. So students will go through scanning in the morning, and we don't allow cell phones in our building. So what you're looking at here are the mailboxes. We give all of our students a bubble bag. They drop their phone electronics in those bins before they come through scanning, and then we sort them all and distribute them to students at the end of the school day. During COVID, this policy has been on pause to reduce the number of touch points between students and staff, but we are expecting to resume the policy when things get back to normal. Finally, restorative practices. This is an important part of our school culture. If you're not familiar with restorative practices, this is really a shift in thinking about behavior and discipline from being really focused on punishment and more focused on restoring the harm and repairing the harm that's caused during conflicts. So the number one thing that starts with is community building. We use a lot of community building circles. This is how students feel invested in the community and care when something happens in the community that disrupts that harmony. We also use restorative circles, so that's something that we use after a conflict or harm has taken place. We'll use a restorative circle to understand what took place, understand where different people were coming from, and figure out a plan to move forward to actually repair that harm. Finally, we rely heavily on mediation. There isn't a student that graduates Bronx River that hasn't taken place in some form of mediation. We do student-to-student mediation if there's a conflict. We do student-to-teacher mediation if there's a disruption in the classroom. We want to make sure that the students and teachers are able to come together, talk about what happened, come to an understanding, and resolve it moving forward so that people don't just sit in the classroom, with all these unresolved feelings, and it prevents students from really engaging in the learning. We also use this between staff members if there's ever a conflict there. And we do invite parents into our mediations where appropriate. And next, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Fernandez. She will be your counselor for incoming freshmen next year to talk a little bit more about the social emotional supports that we have here at Bronx River.
Hi, class of 2025. My name is Ms. Fernandez, and I will be your counselor during your time at the Bronx River High School. At Bronx River, we have a counseling team that consists of 4 people, 2 social workers and 2 counselors. Each of us are assigned a grade, and we remain with the same students for the entire 4 years. Some of the ways that we support our students are through weekly check-ins, academic advising, crisis counseling, small group counseling, mandated counseling, and we assist through the college and career planning process. One of my roles is to support you through getting you to graduation, of course, which is the goal in high school. One of the biggest differences between middle school and high school is credit accumulation. So through your time at Bronx River, we will be meeting frequently to discuss your credit accumulation and make sure that you are on track for graduation. During this time that a lot of us are working remotely, some of the things that we are trying to do to stay connected is bi-weekly check-ins where we have Google Meets with our students to try to make sure that we have a space where we can all connect, even if it is through a camera. We just hang out in a Google Meets and talk about how our classes are going, how our day has been going, how we've been coping with social distancing. We also engage in student support circles where we discuss current events and, again, explore how we're feeling. And some of the things that we're doing to incorporate some fun is a virtual spirit week.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our presentation. And if you're interested and want to join the Bronx River family, your next step is to go to your My Schools account and put us down as one of your high school selections. Our program code is X24. If you have any questions or you want some more information, please feel free to email us at contact@bronxriverhs.org or call us on our office phone at 718-904-4210. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you.